Hello, my name is Zhatelier, and welcome to a brand new series of EU4. As you can probably guess from the title, we're going to be playing as Ethiopia. Just a quick sort of overview of the DLCs. I do not have the latest expansion, the Wind of Change, but I do have all the others. Not necessarily all the supplementary unit packs and such, but I do have a fairly good amount of those as well. But yeah, we'll be playing as Ethiopia. We have a few goals in mind, which should also be listed in the description of the videos. But we are going to try to have a continuous land all the way from Constantinople down to Cape. So it's going to require potentially a bit of colonization in here. But yeah, that's going to be one goal. Then we're going to try to get at least 2 achievements, maybe more, but like 2 achievements are at least the ones that we're going to be aiming for. Is the Prester, which I believe requires us to have, I think it was Constantinople, Alexandria, and Antioch, or something like that. And then also a blessed nation, where we need to have all 5 blessings of the Coptic faith. So we should be fine on those. But let's jump into the game to have a look. Right, and we'll go for Iron Man mode, of course. Right, there we go. So, we do start with a bit of rebellion over here, and we are going to have to deal with that. I suppose one of the things that we could do, first of all, is use the leader. Ooh, 4322. That's actually pretty decent. I'm just going to go ahead and move into the highlands there. We are going to catch the enemy in there, I reckon. I'm going to wait with this one for a day before we move in, because I don't want to accidentally catch that army in there first. But rather, I will bring this to help with the combat. We don't have a massive amount of manpower available right now. Of course, we need to select some rivals first of all. So I suppose Adele and Azuran will do. They rivaled me, and those are pretty much the only options right now that we have. We do start with 2 vassals. Demo and Hadia. And Hadia is a, I believe, Sunni nation? Yeah. But we're going to be dealing with those, well, eventually. And then Demo is a Coptic nation. And speaking of Coptic stuff, we can choose one of our blessings thus far. We only got 1 area controlled right now, so that's going to be, a bit of a limiting factor. But I think what we're going to do, while the discipline is quite useful and all that, we're going to go with the core creation cost, because that's going to save us a whole lot of admin points. And also, just as a disclaimer, I'm not going to be min-maxing everything, but I'm going to try to at least play somewhat effectively. We don't really have a lot of money right now, partially because we got a bit of rebellion and all that, and we got quite a bit of armies, admittedly. There's 18 regiments, of which most of it is actually infantry, but we do have 5 regiments of cavalry. We've got African spearmen. We do have... Oh, right. Are they the club member spearmen? We'll probably hold on to the spearmen for now. It means that we might take a slightly less casualties in combat. And then we got the Abyssinian light cavalry, which I suppose it's alright. The Monte Carlo cavalry would be a bit more balanced option. But I suppose the offense morale would be... or more morale damage done by our cavalry is actually not a bad thing. We could convert some provinces, but I don't think we're going to do that yet. We do start with level 3 techs on all categories. We do luckily have the feudalism. We do have a merchant as well available. We don't really have a lot of places to send that one into. So, yeah, I guess we won't do much with that one yet. We're not in exactly a great shape. Oh, right, actually, there's one thing that I might want to do. We're actually... I guess what we're going to do is we're going to put in the... I suppose the oversight by the clergy would be okay. We don't really need the autonomy quite yet. Or the, not autonomy, the absolutism yet, because that's going to take a while. So we'll get that one. We'll get... Like, all of these have high loyalty, at least. And then we can start slowly regaining the groundlands again. Although that might not be quite as effective as it used to be, but we shall see. Supremacy over the crown. All estates get plus 10% influence and loyalty. I guess that's alright. It does mean that the higher influence that they have, of course, the more areas we lose. Now, we are probably going to put in one category, that, or one of these estates that will get the extra points right now, because I don't want to lose too much crown lands. Because that's going to drive us into a lot of problems, and it's going to take a while to get out of there. So we'll just take the hit of not getting all the extra points from the get-go, and, you know, enjoy better tax base and all that. But yeah, so let's get the... I suppose the free enterprise could be alright. Doesn't actually have that much penalty for us right now, at least. There's actually quite a few more of these different effects now these days. which is honestly not a bad thing. So how's the equilibrium right now? It is 53, 55, and 55. That might not be the entire case. Let's go some of the diet, actually. And then, let's see. Gurjam needs to have a base tax of 4. Gurjam manpower 4. Or we need to have a port. We'd get a claim on Azab. Oh. You know what? I might go with that one. That's going to allow us to then, well, we'll have a claim there, which means that, well, technically speaking, we've got a core over here as well, so we have already a war goal against Adal, but we'll need to deal with the rebellion first, I'm afraid. Let's actually unforce, shall we? I'm going to go on a nice speed 3, let's get these moving. I don't suppose there's a lot of nations that I could ally right now. Actually, there are a few. Kaffa would be one. Actually, is there any nations that are close to being willing to become a vassal? Not right now, no. Eventually, maybe, but currently, no. So, in terms of getting the allies, then, I think I'm going to try to ally Dongola. It leaves us a little bit of room to expand, but also have a somewhat nearby ally. Oh, and Itinerant, capital of Ethiopia. Ethiopia's capital was never constant, as the Negusa Nagas of Ethiopia moved their core to the areas they saw necessary. While the system ensured that the local area around the new capital was under Solomonic thumb, the remaining provinces of Ethiopia were mostly autonomous, resulting in a loss of control of these areas. Ah. The monthly autonomy change plus 0.2. Alright, that's a bit unfortunate. Once Aksum was the heart of the ancient Aksumite Empire, the bastion of Christian power situated at the crossroads of Africa, Arabia, and Kroger-Roman world, among the obelisks and the palace ruins, we have rebuilt the churches of this mighty nation of old. The greatest of them all is the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion. It is the place where we crown our emperors. The descendant of Menelik I was the son of King Solomon and Queen of Sheba. It is here he brought the Ark of Covenant. Every year, thousands of pilgrims come from the farthest reaches of our empire and beyond to visit this holy place. Get some prestige from that. It's good. And we got the Conquest of Beja and Sab. They did get an ally already. Oh, they're allied to Mamluks. Okay, but they're also allied to Aden, which unfortunately I won't really be able to declare war on right now. So I suppose a big thing for expansion, Alodia, we're going to start doing some covert actions on you. Because we need to be able to expand. We've got quite a bit of fighting to do in this playthrough. Speaking of which, we're fighting against the rebellion over here. We are going to be winning that. Yep, there we go. That's the stack wipe. I'm going to send this one to siege down the area. And I think we're going to go ahead and reduce the army upkeep a decent bit. We won't reduce it all the way down to 0, but enough so that we can at least get most out of it. I'm still losing a little bit, but it's mostly the reinforcements that is costing us. There are still some rebellions as well in these two provinces, but I suppose it's not going to fire again immediately, so we should be largely fine. Is the Beja? Those are allied to Makuria, which is all the way there. There's another thing that I could do is just start building a spy network over there. That way we can start expanding further north. Ah, and there we go, mission fulfilled. Gideon's Revolt. The traitorous king of Gideon V is leading a rebellion against Sarah Jacob, and tries to detach his kingdom from our empire. We should teach this traitor a lesson and send his fellows packing. Alright, this is basically just the rebellion thing that we just defeated. Kingdom of Semyon. Back in the days when Aksumite Empire ruled over these lands, there was a group of Jews who refused to follow the true faith. They resisted Ezana's religious declaration, assembled revolts against the rightful emperor. Centuries later, the Jewish queen Gudit levied an army and destroyed the Aksumite Empire for good. This all is long in the past, but Beta Israeli remained a troublesome group even for Ethiopia. If we can try to convert them to Coptic, though, we will face heavy resistance from Beta Israeli. Show them way of the Coptic faith. They would lose the... Oh! Okay, interesting. Let me just double check their religion. So these two are currently Jewish. They would lose the cores over there. That would be 2 stability. Or for 25 years, local missionary strength is going to be reduced. The local religious unity contribution is going to be also 0. So it's not necessarily Like, we're gonna wait a little bit with the conversion of those provinces, I guess. We'll take the stability, and that's gonna be rather helpful. And now that we don't have any rebellions, we can actually see some lands. So now let's go ahead and add in... I'll put in the nobility to get the extra point. That is gonna give us a bit of penalty. But it's not gonna be too bad. We're gonna recover from that soon-ish. We're still losing a bit of cash, though, but I suppose we are slowly... Actually, oh, we got a fort over here. I suppose we can put that one, mothball that one for now. And I guess we're going to reduce the upkeep a tiny bit further, so now we're at least making money. Not much, mind you, but at least there's something in there. We don't really have enough money to... Oh, and... Alright then. Knowledge sharing going on. As long as you get some claims in here, but we'll start with... I think... Beja or Beja, I'm not entirely sure. They've got 7,000 men. How much does their ally have? 4,000, so that's 11,000. If we were to just take that, we could probably annex all of Beja at least. Do they have... Ah. So that is one of the areas that we definitely need to get to. They are allied to... Oh, where is Aniza? Oh, over there, okay. Not something we can really reach right now. But while we're just waiting, let's actually have a look. How good is our ruler? 655 is actually pretty darn good. Oh, Feast of Palm Sunday. As Copts, we celebrate Palm Sunday, which is one of the 7 major laws feasts. On the 7th Sunday of the Great Land, we commemorate and relive Jesus' triumphal entry into the holy city of Jerusalem. It is on this day that he drove away the merchants and money changers from the temple. The crowd who cheeringly greeted the Messiah were palm branches over their heads, and so do we to make our way through the church on this happy day. During the procession, we chant the joyful hymns, and it is truly one of the favorite times during the church year. Okay, so we can get more... You know what, we'll just celebrate as usual. Like, getting the extra tolerance of true faith could be quite useful, but it's a bit expensive right now, so I'd rather avoid that. Oh, and centralization reforms Zara Jacob. Under the care of the Solomonic dynasty, he... Oh, right, so yeah. Has grown in from a kingdom into a great empire. However, diverse regions under our rule lack common language, religion, or administrative systems. Jacob, the most able ruler Ethiopia has seen in a long time, has prepared a number of reforms that might go a long way towards creating a more unified state. We must centralize the state, give us some more government reform progress, and autonomy change will be at least slightly better, but the national unrest will be increased or we centralize later. I think we're going to take this one, though. Getting the government reforms would be nice. Do we actually have any... Ah, right, so we got this monarchy. What did it have? It's in our capital. Allows recruiting Kawa. Oh. What are those then? Yeah, they got a bit of maintenance. And they take, I guess, less attrition. They reinforce faster and they receive less shock damage. They got the same upkeep as the regular infantry, though. Oh, and they don't cost any ducats, but they do cost mill points. I don't know if that's going to be... It's probably just for the recruitment, to be fair. There's a new thing that I haven't seen before. I'm sure that there are people in the comments that are trying to... or shaking their heads in disappointment when I'm not doing everything. But anyway, so we do have some of the vassals in here. Let's actually go ahead and start improving our relations with Damot. Now, because we do want to get some of these vassals already annexed as soon as possible, because that's... while we do have one more Diplo slot available, I'd rather try to get a little bit more work done in here. So, I suppose the claim on Adal is going to be a little bit difficult to get to. Medibari is... Oh. Hold on a minute. Well, we don't have a claim on you, but I suppose, technically speaking, that would bring Adal. Wait, hold on a minute. Oh, right, yeah. That would bring Adal. So we don't need to call them as a co-belligerent necessarily, but we can then take Asab and maybe take a little bit provinces down here. Or we'll just start with these 3, for example, to get ourselves a bit of a coastline. And then later on, we'll take Harar and Dawara. I mean, we've got the core in Dawara, and I'd rather get that back sooner rather than later. Technically speaking, taking these 2 provinces would be nice. And then taking Asab or something like that. We'll need to figure out exactly what we're going to do. But I think we're first going to do a easier war against Alodia. Or actually, Alodia, you got... Who is your ally? Oh, it's the little one over here. Okay. In that case, getting the Beja might be slightly better because they are only allied to Makuria. So this is one side of the... Oh, and... Oh, Makuria is looking a bit worse for wear, I would say. Because Mamluks are going to be a problem. No denying that. Demont wants to have a royal marriage. You know what? I'll take it. That's going to give us better relations with them. They do have the gold mine over there, which would be very handy to have for economy. They don't have any advisors. Oh, and Hormuz. Bring a trading post in Masira. I guess that's not something that affects us directly. Well, it might be in our region or something. I don't know, actually. We're slowly getting the manpower. Oh, right. Now we can get a claim over here. How large is the Mamluk army? 29,000. That is quite sizable. Okay, well, first of all, what we're going to do, now that we've got the claim, let's get the army maintenance up again. We may need to take a couple loans, but if we do that, we'll first take the loans from our... actually, oh, I don't know if Ethiopia. Oh, we'll get a new consort. And some admin points, I'm okay with that. So we'll move that one through. This one's going to stay in Semyon. And then what we'll do is, well, once they split up again in here, we'll go ahead and declare the war, I think. I guess we'll need to cancel that diplomat for a moment. It's going to take a few days to return. And then we're going to declare the war. Makuria would still join, but I think Makuria is... Well, first of all, the armies are destroyed. Oh, they did... Oh. They got a truce. Interesting. I guess there's a chance that we can take all of that, although that's going to put us right in the crosshairs with Mamluks, so it will be tricky. Let's go ahead and start with a bit of a war in here, at least. We'll have this one just walk through. The other army can stay in here to start sieging down the capital. We are going to be... Well, things are going to be costing us quite a bit, let's just say. An army career. More army tradition. Burghers would lose a bit of loyalty, which is not exactly ideal, but it's probably manageable. Actually, is there... I think there might be one more thing that we can put in to increase the loyalties. Yeah, rival council. Is there anything else over here that we can do? I think there was, actually. I mean, there's plenty of things to do, let's just say. But the one that I was wondering... Hold on, so where's the... Ah, so here's the loans. How many... okay, it's 35 per loan. I might take that one. I'm just going to go ahead and take the army... To be fair, the professional is quite nice as well, but I think we're going to take the army tradition for now, and that's the loan, so now we could potentially build things. But it's only castles that we got the text for, so it's not really that much valuable right now. I'm also going to allow the other armies to attach to this main army in here. And we'll just go ahead and start hunting down the enemy. So, yeah, the burghers are a bit disloyal right now, but I'm sure that that's going to be improved in like 2 months or so. Now, I suppose we could probably just stay here, siege down Berber. And then from there, we'll just move in there, destroy the enemy troops in Gaza, in Ibrim. And go from there. There we go, there's the Berber. Actually, now we can probably start converting some provinces as well. Especially the Sunni provinces. Start with some of the easier ones first, and go from there. There we go, that's already one province siege down. There's a lot of our vassal troops coming in. And probably joining in with this army. Oh, actually, no, they're moving through. And now they're moving back in here. Are they actually joining the army? I don't know. We'll wait until they get in here and see what they do. I think they are joining in, so we'll just start moving in there. There we go, so we'll have 18,000 men versus theirs. We've got the siege going down in the south. We don't have a good siege leader over there. The siege leader that we have is our king, and he's currently controlling the army up here. So we'll probably just go ahead and siege down some of this area at least. No, actually, let's go ahead and siege down Wadi Halfa first. And then after that, we can go back to the enemy capital there. That way they won't recruit any more troops. And then we can actually just reduce the military upkeep again. Not literally fully, but at least somewhat. We could settle the groundlands, but I don't think I want to do that. Oh, there we go. That's the siege done. Now let's move up here. There we are. And then let's just go ahead and reduce the military upkeep a little bit. So Makuria, I wonder what I could do with peace deals with you. Treaties. We could try to turn you into a vassal. They, of course, wouldn't accept that yet, but actually that might not be a terrible idea. Because that way we can then, you know, we can then take the provinces from here accordingly, and then that's going to be our vassal. We can then annex them eventually. It's going to take probably a little while. Let's also go ahead and get a couple claims on Alodia. Well, we'll start with one, and we'll get a second one in a little bit. And that's already a 7% chance of victory. Of course, want to take as much money as well as we can from Makuria. The downside, of course, with Makuria is that they are not Coptic, so they will not convert this province for us. But at least it will be kind of under our control, so it'll be a step closer. Is there, right, Antakya, Yerevan, so right, that would be Antioch, Alexandria. Okay, so yeah, we don't actually need for all the blessings, we don't need Constantinople for that, but we do need Constantinople for the Prester John, I believe, and of course our personal sort of goal. So not only do we... Oh, Pilgrims of Gondor. Gondor has recently seen many lost souls seeking guidance at the monastery in the area. In fact, the region is becoming quite popular for people looking for repentance and absolution in the ways of Saint Anthony. The surrounding wilderness is well suited for the life of a hermit, allowing some of the most developed Copts to spend years on contemplative solitude. Meanwhile, the population of Gondor take great pride in this piety. Some well-placed words of encouragement could allow us to bolster their enthusiasm even further. Get Diplo points and local production efficiency, or local manpower modifying 25 mil points. I think I'm probably going to go with the Diplo points, actually. Because we are going to need quite a bit of Diplo points to do all the annexations later on. Oh, did we get the... No, we can't get the second claim over here yet. Ah, right, because we don't have these provinces yet. Never mind. We can keep the spy network going in there for a little while longer. Now, we don't have a lot of manpower right now. Oh. Lodia's declaring war on Beja. And Medibari is declaring war on Beja. Well, Beja is probably not going to live after this war anyway. Actually, let me double check. Yeah, it's only 22% total war score, of course, for all their provinces, so it's not really that difficult for me to annex them. We are losing quite a bit of money right now, though, which is not great, but I guess we can probably actually go ahead and just put down the fortifications there to save us a bit more cash. Ooh, a national epic. That would give us a prestige. You know what, I'm going to do that. And Siege of Beja is over. After 400 days. We do want to get this siege done first, before we do any peace deals. Because we want to peace out Makuria first. We'll turn them into a vassal. I think that's going to be for the best, because we won't be able to take the stuff out of them otherwise. Because it's we don't have a land connection to them. But there we go. So, Makuria. Let's go ahead and... Alright, so yeah, you'll become a vassal. I'll take some money. And, I suppose I can't take war reparations because they become a subject. So we'll be getting stuff from them anyway. That's 20 ducats. A bit of inflation for us, but they will start paying us some money later on. There we go, that's one. And this one can start heading down south, I think. We'll need to wait for the diplomat to return, and then we can do the peace deal with Beja. No, unconditional surrender. Well, there we go. So yeah, I was just going to go ahead and conquer all of that, take all the money that we can, which is not a lot, mind you. And yeah, be done with that. Now we have a border already with Mamluks, which is not great necessarily. But we'll probably survive. Maybe. We'll reduce the upkeep a little bit. There's going to be quite a bit of troops moving back and forth. There's a little bit of reinforcement costs. Oh, right, there we go. We'll get some mercenaries. Oh, and is this one... Okay, I'm going to allow the other armies to move away for now. Because we don't really want to take the attrition here constantly. Right, Medibara is still protected by Adal, so I'm just going to start building some spy network in there. I'll also go ahead and get another claim over here. A little by little, we're going to try to get a lot of ground in here. Right now, of course, our economy isn't exactly the best shape. We could potentially pay off some of the loans, to be fair, to reduce the interest rates, but that's not going to be doing all that much. Reduce the maintenance a little bit, and maybe we'll go ahead and repay, like, a few of these loans. Leave at least 100 ducats to spare, because if and when we unlock some buildings, which we're going to be unlocking the temple soon and the marketplaces, I do actually wonder, do we have any centers of trade here? We got a Gondar. That's about it right now. But we don't need the spy network in Alodia any further. Do they have any other allies? No, it's just an error. And how is their military? It's 8,000 men. Not a huge amount. Just going to go ahead and move this one down south. While this one can probably just do a little bit of revolt, well, rebel suppression in there. This one's going to move south. Technically speaking, we could do some drilling, but I don't want to risk the ruler with drilling. Because the ruler is pretty darn good right now. The heir is not as great. Probably like a younger brother or something like that. Well, never mind then. We just lost the ruler. And indeed, we have a lot worse ruler now. On to, succession of Mariam II. Lack of an heir apparent for the Ethiopian throne is a pressing matter, not only for himself, but also for the realm at large. It's been suggested that Zongjung Kaira, a young and promising scion of a distant branch of the Solomonid family, would perhaps be introduced in the Gondar court, and in time take place as Mariam II's successor. That would not have the full claim strength, so I suppose the legitimacy would be a little bit reduced once he takes over. But that's a 533 and age 20. It's not really bad. There's a Nubian heritage though, which could be a bit of a problem. Because I believe our current, well, I suppose actually we've got several different things. Yeah, Nubians are not one that is accepted. You know what, we've got our young ruler. We'll just take the... Well, we don't really have any legitimacy to burn right now, but we'll take that anyway. We're still losing a bit of cash thanks to the reduced income. But I guess that's just how it's going to have to be right now. But I do see that we are actually approaching the end of this episode. We did manage to get a little bit of land at least, so that's good. And I think next episode we'll probably either do the war against Medibari and Adal, which is going to be a little bit tricky and probably quite painful war, or we actually just let the manpower pool regain a little bit, and then do a war against maybe Alodia and Enarea. And of course we might be able to start annexing our vassal over here soon enough. No, we still need another 6 years before we can do that. Okay. So yeah, we'll eventually start annexing the vassals that we have. We also do need to make sure that our relations with Makuria are improved a little bit further. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.